For those that's in here with me, you feel me? I'm trying to get my stream yard together real quick. So shit, chill out, you feel me? I ain't going nowhere. I'm in here with y'all. Hey, Greg Grind and Cold Pepsi, what y'all got going on tonight? Say you waiting on that game tomorrow, huh? Who you think gonna win? That's the question. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get majority of this footage and look at it. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to pay attention to what coworkers was just around the times that Kenneka was missing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of shit we be seeing, and when you listen to the shit, like as far as the affidavit and the court documents, it was clear as day. You know, it was stated that people seen her but didn't do anything. So what I'm wondering is, you know, what staff was around. There's so many. You'll see. It's so many. It's so many different people you see, but it was certain people that was strictly around that lower level, where that bathroom was, that little hallway. You know what I'm saying? I believe there was people right there. It was people. It was people who seen her. It was staff who seen her. You know, it was staff that was working in the kitchen. That's what I'm saying. How this girl just walked through this hotel by herself, nobody seeing her. Let's make that shit make sense. So that's what I'm looking for right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just skimming through a lot of things that we didn't look at, a lot of footage we didn't look at throughout the years, and just looking at the people that we wasn't looking at. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's the chef with the little black hat on. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit. What do he look like with that hat off? You know. So it's people that I'm trying to pay attention to because one thing for sure, two things for certain. You know, they covered this shit and they was willing to lose money behind it. You know, as we can see. You know, but to cover something and still not give the answers on what exactly happened That's big to me. It's like we'd rather pay you this money, but we not gonna tell you what the hell went down. You know what I'm saying? So what you say, beautiful brain? You say, no, it ain't even that. You know, it wasn't a story that was told. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a story that was told on Beautiful Brown. I mean, it was so many different narratives that people came up with, but it wasn't a complete story. I mean, um, one thing we do know, Teresa won that case. So it's a reason she won that case. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if anything in this situation was false, she wouldn't have been able to sue the hotel. You say when people repeat what happened. Yeah, I mean, but see, that's your own opinion. I mean, there's still a lot of people that that want to know what happened. You know, I do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I definitely do. Me coming from Chicago, shit, I want to know what happened. I mean, I know she got her bread. I know her mama got paid. You feel me? But I want to know, how sinister was this hotel? You know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly did y'all do? You know, I think the world want to know it. Shit, we all fought for this case. You know what I'm saying? We all took a look into this case. We treated it a certain way. So when you sit back and look at it, it kind of disappointed a lot of content creators that was looking into this case, and we wanted to know answers. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got a lot of them that don't talk about it to this day, because they feel like shit. She got that money, and they would have rather her, getting the answer. But I mean, the answer that we did get was the hotel was guilty of negligence. They was guilty of what they did. So, you know, but I still want to see though, because if you read within the case file, it was a lot of shit that people didn't talk about. People looked over. People that was in there. Names that was brought up. Certain shit that statements that didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff, still trying to look at. I mean, shit, I ain't trying to be the detective. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? Shit. See why y'all lied. What was y'all trying to cover up? Who was y'all trying to cover up for? To play with the footage the way they did, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it like this. To play with the footage the way they did, edit and cut scenes and did certain things, it was some shit y'all did not want us to see. Didn't want nobody to see, you know. You say chop shop. I would like to believe, it was a chop shop, but no, I think this shit. I think there was this shit. I think it was a situation where they didn't want to be. I don't want to see. I don't want to say held accountable for what nobody else did, because I believe two things happened. I believe, Kenneka wanted to leave for a reason, and I think whatever that reason was, it was her being amongst these guys. You know what I'm saying? Whoever made her feel uncomfortable, from the room to the hallway to the elevator. But once she got down to that lower level, and you got the footage where we supposed to see her come around the border, but she slides up the ramp. The footage glitch right there. You know what I'm saying? She come up the ramp. And the killer part is France, right before the footage glitched, he was the only one running right there, you know? So it made me feel like all the times he was going up and down the stairs. I mean, up and down the elevator when he grabbed the pillows and shit. When he was going back and forth like that, it made me feel like at one point he seen Kenneka, you know, on the elevator. Whether, you know, I think so. I think he's seen on the elevator. If not seeing her, seeing knew that she was getting off, or or knew that she was getting on it. But to me, I feel like, come on, she went to the lower level. So if she was on the elevator by herself and she pushed the lower level button, which I think if anybody on the elevator have been on the elevator, it say LL. Say it got the lower level sign on it. Um, I feel like shit. Ain't no way possible she did that unless somebody was on there with her. For her to get off, it's like if I get on the elevator with you and I push to the lower level and basically let you off the elevator. You know what I'm saying? Like push you off the elevator in so many words. If I stay on the elevator and I go up to the first floor and I run back downstairs, would I be able to catch you before you come around that corner? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to say. And looking at how she was walking, you know what I'm saying? I mean, depending on the type of speed she had, but it's like whoever was on that elevator would have didn't want their face to be shown. You know what I'm saying? The girl got off the elevator, whether she was lost, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. She got off that elevator, and I feel like that man met up with her at some point. You know what I'm saying? Whether he was on the elevator with her and he went back up to that first level and got off and was able to reroute because the stairs are like right there by the office, was able to reroute and go down the stairs and catch up with her. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not to be shown getting off the elevator with her. You know what I mean? But however it go, we see footage that's fucked up. Let's keep it a buck. We see footage that's fucked up. We see her, like I say, getting off. We don't see her go around the border like we see everybody else. We see we see the mother with her son. That's supposed to, I guess they was going swimming. We see them come around the border. We see Monifa and them, walking all back there when they walking looking for her and shit. We see Killer take a whole trip through there. You know what I'm saying? With no problem. But only Kenneka footage glitched and she started sliding up that ramp. We don't see her come around. So, I'm just trying to look at everything and pay attention, see what the fuck going on. Cause some ain't right. Um, of course, we know someone, right? We know. I mean, the affidavits and shit in the courtroom is saying that it was people that seen her. It was a staff. It was somebody in the hotel. I mean, in the fucking freezer, like in the kitchen area, with her for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? We that's the shit that got Teresa the money. That's what made her win the case. You know what I'm saying? All the shit they was able to catch the hotel up on. Shit that they cut out of footage that we couldn't see. It was like y'all hid the shit in the footage. Y'all talked about it in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this shit make sense. So these are the things I'm paying attention to. I most definitely think whatever. I always said this. My main thing was this. I wanted to know what made her uncomfortable where she wanted to leave the room. What situation made her uncomfortable? Who made her uncomfortable? What the fuck was going on that made her want to leave? You know what I'm saying? That's first. Especially somebody who helped throw a party. Yeah, it got to be something. It got to be something. Like I say, we dealing with Crown Plaza. That's a hotel. That's a big name, and it's like I said, it's Crown Plazas. It's not Rosemonts, but it's Crown Plazas down there in every city, man. So to sit back and look at the time, 2017, they had a lot of business deals going on. You know what I'm saying? Could they afford to have a major case like that? You know, that's the shit that I looked at. Could they afford to have a major case like that to the point where um, it could jeopardize business deals? You know, so a lot of things made me feel like they covered it up for a lot. And especially if it's involving employees. Shit, if it's saying that an employee was with her daughter, if Teresa's saying that an employee was with her daughter for 2 hours in the kitchen, we didn't see his ass. So where's that footage? We didn't even see another employee go in. Shit, well, of course we didn't see nobody go in before her, and we ain't see nobody come in afterwards. But all we see is, once we see her walk to the back, that footage was cut. That footage was cut, like sliced right there, as soon as she walked to the back. I believe if the footage wouldn't have been sliced right there at that moment, once she went to the back towards the freezer, we would have saw probably a scuffle. between her and somebody else. And they couldn't show that. So they had to cut that footage directly at that point. You know what I mean? Because, if you tussling with somebody, of course, we're going to see some type of movement, extra movement. You know what I'm saying? Whether her arm sling out or, a leg kick out or you see a person, wrestling with her, we would have seen that. You know what I mean? So they cut that footage directly at a certain point. I forgot what mark it was when we had looked it up a while back, but they cut it off at a certain mark where you know, it wasn't gonna be able to show nothing else. So that shit, that always made me wonder, did she make it back out the kitchen towards the dock area? You know what I'm saying? And she fought and they was able to put her back. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that because shit, we see her go towards that way. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if a scuffle went down. I mean, you kind of look at the little freezer wall right there and see it get dark. You see something that was bigger than her, like looked like it overpowered her. You know what I'm saying? But I always wondered, did she ever make it back out? Just looking at how dirty her clothes was. I mean, her clothes get that dirty in the freezer with fighting somebody versus her making it back out that kitchen. And shit, it wasn't too many places she could go. If she would have made it back out that kitchen, she would have ran back through, you know what I'm saying, or fought her way back through and went through them wooden doors, and it would have took her through the dock area right there, which leads out to the back of the hotel. It's like a smoke area outside right there where the dumpsters and all that shit is. You know what I'm saying? So I always wondered if she would have made it out there. Was that possibly what got her so dirty? You know what I'm saying? Possibly the shoe came off trying to scuffle, and she was carried back in there and placed in there. You know, that's what little shit I used to see. Little think about trying to see if trying to push it together. But when you look at the footage and you read the case file, like I said, a lot of shit don't make no sense. Like Lenore never explained who the guy was, number 3 and number 4, that was in Kenneka phone. I mean, I feel like if you were able to tell the cops to look for numbers 3 and 4 in her phone because they were from out of town and they supposed to be coming to the party, and then when they turn around and search these numbers and find out that it's this white man, or he's probably a different nationality. I don't know, but he's just like a big ass white man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would his number be in Kenneka's phone? And then in the case file, when they contacted him, he turned around and said, "Shit, I already talked to somebody. I ain't got to say nothing else to you. I already talked to the police." And he was already back home in another state. So it made me wonder, like, what the fuck was that about? And the only person that could explain that to us would be Lenora and possibly Monifa, because before they left and went out, Kenneka changed clothes at her sister's house and got her hair done. And I believe Monifa was with her. So if it was a conversation about number 3 and number 4, Monifa wouldn't know the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So this goes back to Monifa saying, I ain't got to tell y'all nothing. I told her mama what happened. I told them everything. It make me wonder, like, what the fuck did you tell her? Because obviously whatever you told her, it had to have been solid, because ain't nobody beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? You still able to show up to Kenneka gravesite with no problem. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody tripping on you. So obviously, whatever you told them, it had to be solid information for nobody not to, try to harm you or have an issue with you. You still cool with them, you know? So, like I say, and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That I had a picture of this guy. I want to say almost shit. I probably got that picture about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And I just always kept the picture because I didn't understand who he was. I didn't understand, like, why the fuck was he, even in this case file or whatever the case may be. But he was definitely brought to light through Lenora. You know, that was some shit that wasn't talked about. Listen. Everybody, okay. So for people that actually know, studying this case, the tickets that came from the 6 that Teresa found in the car, the ticket that was from the 6 that was in her vehicle when she got her vehicle back, the ticket All them tickets, everybody tickets said the six. When the guys came in and got them parking tickets, it said the six. Why? Because they was recycling the tickets. You feel me? So even though they came on the night they came, they received a ticket, the parking shit that said the six, because all the tickets was being recycled. I don't know why. Don't nobody explain that to y'all. People talk about this case, and the first thing they say is, "Well, she had to been there on another date because the parking ticket it said the six." Explain to these people why I said the six. This is why I said the six. They was giving them recycled parking tickets. I don't know why the fuck they was doing it, but they was doing it because other people had parking tickets that said the six. So just to clear that up, man, you know what I'm saying? No, the girl wasn't there on the six, man. The girl was there on the night we see the shit on the footage. When did none fucking crazy happen no more than what already happened. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit about mixing this shit up. It wasn't no other hotel. It wasn't no party out west. The only party out west was a party that Cocky and Sticks and Love stated in their fucking um when they got questioned. You know what I'm saying? They stay in their statements. They said that we left a party out west. You feel me? We left a party out west because Bree and them was live, and we seen that they was out there having a party. So we came out to the party. That was the older guys. So they left the party from out west. So it wasn't no situation where nobody else was out west. Can't nobody show a video, nobody else being out west or anything. You know what I'm saying? That's first. Um, let's see. Let me just give y'all some key points of the case. Let's see. Um, okay, so the older guys that showed up, Cocky, Sticks, and all them motherfuckers, that is Brianna's Bree that disappeared for the whole night. That's her blood uncle. You know what I mean? Her and Rico, who Kenneka used to date, shares the same uncle. Bree and Rico are cousins. Their uncle was the older guy who came to the party. They was the guys that was in the hallway shooting dice when Kenneka supposed to came up missing. So they say. Hold on, you say the day she did the live with her sister was supposed to be on the live was on the 6th, her sister's birthday, right? I don't know. You got to explain that a little different, Cole Pepsi. I'm not understanding what you're saying. One of them Western boys is Neff. Right, Neff just came home from jail. He the light skinned one that was sitting across from Irene with the Blackhawks jersey on, the red Blackhawks jersey. The jersey that you could see through her glasses, that was Neff. Mike was sitting behind her with a black jogging suit on. He was the one that tapped her on her head. He was the one that got up and right. Okay, so in that live, Irene live, you hear Monifa say right before you hear Kenneka say, "I'm not drunk." Anybody that's paying attention, even if you got to go back to it, right before you hear Kenneka say, "I'm not drunk," Monifa say, "Let's go in the hall." You feel me? Monifa was trying to take her in the hallway. So right when she say that and she say I'm not drunk, and Monifa like, come on, let's go in the hall. That's when you see Mike that was sitting behind Irene. He gets up to head out the door. You see what I'm saying? Now my thing is when Mike leave, you got Bree and Cece that leave out with him, right? If Monifa's saying, come on, let's step out, and they leaving out at the same time with them, who did Kenneka come down that elevator with? Because if Monifa saying they had to come back in the room, and Mike and them saying they leaving, who can he come down the elevator with? The reason I brought Tyrone in this situation is because on the footage, we don't see Tyrone getting on the elevator walking his sister and them out the hotel. But in his statements, he said that he left out and he walked his sister and them. He got on the elevator with them and walked them out to their vehicle. Your time is not accounted for, so we don't see that. We don't see that on the foot. We see a sister now. See, this same elevator is the elevator Kenneka got off of. But she ended up getting off after his sister and them. You see what I'm saying? But when his sister and them get off the elevator, we don't see Ty. So once again, who stayed on this elevator with Kenneka? You did. See, whatever happened with so far with the guys, that shit happened on either that ninth floor or the elevator. Once she's off the elevator, she's in her hands. She's in the hands of the hotel. Yeah. You see Bree Bree and CC and them. You see Bree Bree, CC, and Mike leave out of the hotel, I think at 2:25. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said either the timestamps had to be changed because they want to make us believe Kanique got off the elevator at 3:25. You see what I'm saying? But that don't make no sense because if you got her saying that if you got her in Irene's live with Monifa saying you drunk, Kanique saying I'm not drunk, and Monifa saying let's step in the hallway, right? And then you got motherfucking Mike and them finna leave. He gets up. You literally see him get up. Black jogging suit get up. And he leaving out. And you see Brewer and them with him. I mean, we all see them on the video leaving out the hotel at 2:25. Monifa, everybody said you took her out the room, right? If you took her out the room right before they left out, that mean they would have crossed Kenneka going out. Now, why would Bree turn around and go ahead and leave if Kenneka finna get ready to leave with Monifa and she want her keys? Bree, you got the keys. So it's like, I know she just didn't walk past her. So that makes, once again, who all left out the room. And where was Ty and Peasy doing Irene's live? See what I'm saying? Where was these guys doing her live? We know Kanika didn't come up in Ty live because we see her in his live. You know what I'm saying? We know Monifa motherfucking hair all poofed out and puffed out because they was dancing in Ty live. So when you see her in her live, she already done danced and they done motherfucking turned up. You see what I'm saying? If Kanika laying across the bed on Irene live, drunk, she was standing up in Ty live in the room. We see the video. So we know that had to been the first live. Then Irene live came second. That's the live that she came up missing in. You see what I'm saying? She ain't just go from laying across the bed by Irene and them fucked up to next she in Ty live partying. Hell no. So it's Ty live first, then it's Irene live. You got Monifa saying, let's step out the room. Kanika saying she not drunk. That's when everybody said they witnessed Monifa taking out the room. If that's around the same time that you got Bree and motherfucking CC and Mike leaving out, all that is around the same time. So she ain't get off no elevator at 3 something. She had to get off the elevator motherfucking around that time with them. But once again, if Ty's saying that he walking this, look at the elevator footage. You see CC and them come out. I mean, you see Bree and them walking out the door. They double back to the elevator footage. Now you see Ty's sister and them getting off the elevator. Ty said in the statement he walked them down. You see Ty's sister and them getting off the elevator. They by themselves, lower level. Boom. Now you see motherfucking. I want to say about 15 minutes later, here come Kenneka coming off the elevator. So what the fuck going on? Ty, where you at? See what I'm saying? Like what motherfuckers that? So I know once again, I know it had to been a situation with these guys as far as whatever happened on that end. But when it come down to once Kanika's off the elevator and she's en route, somebody snatched her up, and that's the hotel. You know what I'm saying? Whether he felt like she looked a little bit too fucked up and he wanted to help her or whatever. Once he seen that Kanika was walking, she couldn't keep her titties in her bra. She stumbling, blurt words, probably slurring. He felt like shit. Oh, I got me a drunk one. She drunk. She fucked up. You know, and this is what we see. You know what I'm saying? We know damn well. Let's think about it. The lower level where Kenneka is at, where she bump into the stairs and do all the shit she do, that's the same route that all the employees take to go punch in once they get to work, right? Now, if You got people that's just regularly going to the hotel. Me and you at the hotel. I'm not knowing to go down that direction. Even like if I'm going to even look for a bathroom, I'm not going to precisely walk down to that direction, down that way. The way she went is the way all the staff go. So whoever walked her that way or guided her away, that was a motherfucker who worked there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only they the only ones know how to get all the way that way into the back and know what's going on back there. Only staff gonna know to get her in the kitchen where ain't shit going on at. You know what I'm saying? Not no regular people. Regular people gonna sit back and be like, shit, hell no. They would have took a chance taking her in the bathroom versus motherfucking taking her towards the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got to take a chance of people seeing you. And to put somebody that don't work there, don't know that shit, now you just disregarding all the fucking cameras that can see you. That's why I said it couldn't have been nobody else other than staff because shit, so many cameras that was rolling, they would have had it. They would have presented that. They would have had everything right there. They didn't present that because what you see on the cameras is back there is staff with her, or a staff member, or security, or whatever. Security, shit, maintenance man, and probably another worker. Shit, probably a motherfucking housekeeper. But this is what you see. Whatever was on that footage would have jeopardized the hotel majorly. They couldn't take that chance at all. They couldn't take that chance at all. Well, shit, I ain't gonna lie. I think one of y'all asked me if you look at my community wall, I posted the guy, the Mexican looking dude that was lighting that blunt. See, the reason I was focusing on that because I had posted a picture, right? And I had found this picture, and I guess it was a screenshot of the blurry ass footage. um, some footage they was trying to like really clean up type shit. And when you see the guy in the red, like the little Mexican dude that's cleaning up and mopping that lower level kitchen, right? He had a homie that was with him. And his homie was the boy with the gray on that had like the sweeper thing on his back. And he was walking through there, right? He had made a statement and said some crazy shit because, they had made all of them sign NDAs, you know what I'm saying, non-disclosure agreements, and they couldn't talk about shit from I think the day before all the way to the 10th or some shit, or the 11th. They couldn't say shit, and they was withholding their checks. You know what I'm saying? Playing with them. So he had made a big ass statement and said, "Man, if I tell y'all what happened, I'm gonna have to leave the country." You know what I'm saying? And I always kept that statement because I said, well, damn, whether, I mean, I didn't know if he wrote it for real or not, but it was typed out precisely on some type of, paper or whatnot. But it was, I think, you know what it was? I think they was making, how they leave the reviews and shit for the hotel and all that shit. I think this was under a review after he had got let go. And he was just saying, like, explaining what had happened that weekend. You know what I'm saying? And it tripped me out because well, he would only know shit. The only people you see down there working around that time when Kenneka came up missing is him, the boy in the red. Shit, France Cave walking around. You got the dude with the gray blaze in the front desk. He had came back there at one point. Remember the bald head maintenance man with the big beard, the white man? Remember he was talking to the other maintenance man in that back room, and he was like describing altercation or a situation, and he was like doing like a pulling movement, but then he was like the person, like it's like what he was explaining to me, it seemed like he was explaining to the guy that he was pulling somebody, or he seen somebody pulling somebody and the person snatched away from them, and like they let him go or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it made me I look at all that because y'all are the actual people that was there around this time. Shit, France Cave started his shift at 11 o'clock and got off that morning. The beverage manager that found Kenneka, he started at 11 o'clock and got off that morning. So all y'all was there around the time when this shit happened. You see what I'm saying? All y'all was there around the time this shit happened. All y'all sat back and was on the clock and was working. And just so happened this girl just swiftly walked past everybody and made it back here alone. No, that ain't what happened, man. You know? And we know that ain't what happened because guess what? Teresa won that motherfucking case. And for the person to be back there with her for 2 hours, where is the footage of anybody being around her in that kitchen from what we see? We don't, I mean, unless the person that was with her for 2 hours is the person who scooped his arm around her once she got towards that freezer. Unless that's the person that was back there with her for 2 hours. So we got to make sense of a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really so much about um one thing with me, I don't try to dig into a lot of these people that was there, but I do look at the direct people, the people that they put in our face. um it's like they put everybody in our face to take the light off of them. Even with them interviewing France K, they didn't put his name out there. You know what I'm saying? But we knew who he was. When they interviewed the housekeeper, they asked him, they say, did your brother ever date Kanika? And he was like, no. First they said, do you got a brother? And he was like, yeah. Then they said, did your brother ever date Kanika? And he was like, no. And they was like, okay, okay. They questioned him and shit. And I'm sitting there thinking, if this the housekeeper, and at the time, he said, I'm the only black person here. If you look at the video he did, he went live with a girl and he was telling her basically what happened at the hotel. How he was describing everything was like something he saw firsthand. He wasn't describing it like a motherfucker who heard about it. He was like, yeah, she was scrabbling and scraping and shit was falling out of pockets and her shoe came off. It's like you was saying, it's like you witnessed this or a person that was involved told you exactly what happened. But when the police questioned him and asked him, did your brother ever date Kanika? It made me wonder. Y'all ain't just asked him this to ask him. Y'all asking him because it's something that y'all seen on the footage. You see what I'm saying? They ain't just gonna come to you and ask you this unless it's something that they seen. But then the next morning, which would be Uh I think what's that, Friday morning, Saturday, what, Kanika came up missing the 8th going into the 9th. Okay. And the next morning would have been what, Saturday, motherfucking Saturday. I mean, what now, next morning would have been what, Friday. Yeah, well, either Friday or Saturday. I gotta look at that shit again. But you see Resco talking to you seen Resco talking to the housekeeper, sitting in a little private employee dining area. And it made me wonder, like, what the fuck would y'all have to be talking about the next morning after this shit done went down? Because at the end of the day, you got the time to sit here and talk to him, but it's a missing girl in your hotel. So what the fuck do you got to talk to him about right now? I mean, what, work? What, he ain't folding pillows and shit? I mean, he ain't folding the shit up right? I mean, what was going on? Because you specifically sat down across from him and y'all had a conversation. So it made me feel like whatever conversation they had, whatever was told as far as um, the staff that had something to do with it or whatever, even if they came clean and was like, yeah, she was drunk, man. We thought we was going to party with her, man. Everything went left. You know what I'm saying? Even if the hotel got the truth, which I think they did, I know they did, they had to sit back and get it all so they knew how to work around it and make these narratives to fuck everybody else up. Because if you got the case file, you'll see clear as day. Why the fuck is y'all putting all these people in the case file? All these people, all these motherfucking different kids and shit. But yet, the people who they're saying that actually seen her and the guy that was with her for 2 hours, y'all didn't put them in the case file. We didn't even know motherfuckers was with her for 2 hours. So Teresa made the statement. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of shit you got to pay attention to and look at, man. And that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So we best believe. I don't know. I jumped on my phone so I could chop it up with y'all, but I'm finna get back on this laptop. I don't know how long y'all gonna be up, man. I'm a vampire, man. I be up late nights, man. So shit, if we gonna do this brazy after dark and have these conversations, and don't be afraid to pull up to the platform, come up and talk your shit. We can do all that. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Once I get this shit situated, we back in business, man. I'm gonna try to see if I get my boy P Rico, see if he want to step on here tonight, because I want to ask him a few things. See, when it comes to P Rico, he important to me. Even though a lot of people be trying to clown my boy and shit, you know what I'm saying? One thing we can't take away from him was he was at that motherfucking Rosemont. He went to jail about that situation. He stood out there and marched with them people, and he was at motherfucking Kanika's funeral. You see what I'm saying? These are key things because a lot of people have tried to make assumptions and say things, you know what I'm saying, within this case. But at the end of the day, yes, man. You know, some things I'm gonna drop it in the I'm gonna drop it in the private chat. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, P, you know what I'm saying? When I politic with him, those were the things I wasn't trying to find out all this shit. You know what I asked him? What was these girls' facial expressions at the funeral? What was their demeanors? You know what I'm saying? What's the Kenneka did she, you know, what she looked like in that casket? You know what I mean? Just certain things, you know, what hotel it actually was. Because see, someone like him could tell you. They know what they was protesting at, whether it was a Crown Plaza or the other hotel that people try to use. You know what I'm saying? So these are the key things when you're dealing with people like that. You know what I'm saying? You can politic with them and get key points and real shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit that could be debunked. You know what I mean? So I might get my boy up, see if he want to come slide through. Oh yeah, we going live now. This shit gonna get real. You know what I'm saying? I got many guests that's gonna pop up because I got a lot of people I fuck with that want to politic with this shit. So that's why I say, don't be afraid to come up on the platform and talk your shit because you don't know who you gonna be sitting up here with. It might be your favorite YouTuber, you feel me? It might be your favorite content creator that done talked about this shit, and you give your insight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a You say what's my email? Hold on. I'm gonna drop it in the private chat. I don't know if you got it. Hey, beautiful brown. Can you do they give you an option to go on a private chat? Let me see. I just dropped it. I just put it right here. Okay, my bad. I'm sure. You know I ain't been on this shit in a minute. I'm getting this shit together though. But I just dropped it in the chat though. That's the email right there if you need it. But I'm a I'm finna get back on here. You feel me? I'm gonna get this shit situated real quick. And like I say, shit, we gonna jump back on here. I'm up all night. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So shit, ain't no telling. Y'all gonna see me popping in and out. But we gonna get this live together though. Okay, Grit. Like I say, shit, holla at me. Send me a few things. Let me know what's going on. But shit, I mean, I got some shit I can send y'all too. I mean, any paperwork y'all need, anything y'all want to see to get some type of clarification on things that's being said. I'm not just gonna only tell y'all. I'm not just gonna only let y'all listen. I definitely got shit I could show y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shit that you could read and get some real facts about it. Other than that, I'm gonna end this live and we'll be back, y'all, for sure.